took my money. This is my money that I was going to use to do my school, start my school, and this lady had the nerve to tell me, no, give me back the money that you stole from my mom. And she said no. Having respect for elders, all of that went out of the window. I started cussing this lady. When I say I started cussing, I started telling her about our frauds. I told her every blood clot. Goodies, welcome back to my channel. It's your good gal Adore, and as y'all can see from the title of this video, this is going to be another story time. And I know I haven't done a story time in a minute. I think the last story time I did was probably like a month ago, but shockingly that story time got a really good response. That is probably the most viewed video on my channel right now, and all I can say is thank y'all that watched that video. Thank you for the people that liked it and actually commented. I really didn't know what to expect when I posted that video, but the fact that it is slowly taking off, I'm just in awe, to be honest. All I can say is thank you. I really appreciate the support. I know I just started out this YouTube thing and my channel is very small, but it's slowly making its way up, and I just have to thank all of y'all for that reason, because if it wasn't for y'all watching my video and liking it, then I wouldn't be able to grow on YouTube. So as y'all know, times is changing, the weather is changing, it's starting to get cold outside, and you know what else that means? Halloween is approaching. So I know it's around Halloween, everybody loves to tell a good ghost story, a good witch story, you know, little spooky stories and stuff. So I said, why not tell y'all about a witch that I had to encounter. So before I get into this video, please, I don't want nobody in my comments talking about, oh, you shouldn't talk about your family like that, oh, family business should be kept private. Family, that word family needs to be used very lightly, especially nowadays, because family be the main reason y'all can't succeed in life. Family is the same one that be wishing on your downfall. Family is the same one that will literally kill y'all. Okay, so don't tell me nothing about family. Alright, okay. Anywho, before we get into this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit that notification bell so you are notified when your girl posts. And follow me on all my social medias. That is a.dorme on Instagram and adorme3 on Twitter. And yeah guys, let's jump into this story time. So guys, a little backstory. The history that I had with my aunt was never pleasant. Like, every memory that I could think of this lady was just awful. So how I got in contact, because before this situation happened, I didn't see my aunt for a whole almost 12 years, okay? And that is because the last time I seen her and my mom had a falling out, and during that falling out, she threw me in the crossfire, and she basically spoke such negative, disgusting, and nasty things about me.
Am disgusted.
And when I tell y'all, I was probably only 8, 7, probably 7 or 8 at the time, and the stuff that came out of that lady's mouth was just complete filth. Okay, the fact that her as a grown woman had the guts to even say those things about a child just speaks volume to what type of person she is. She basically spoke those things on me. That's what really drew the line for my mom, because one thing about my mom, she don't play about me, she don't play about her kids. Okay, so the fact that you're gonna speak on her child, that's a done deal. Also, as a child, this is for the adults out there, watch how you treat children and watch how you speak to children, because when they get older, they will always remember you for that. And this is speaking from experience. Everything someone's done to me as a child that was negative or positive, I remembered everything. So what you say to a child and how you treat them is really important, because that child will either grow up and think those things, especially if they have low self-esteem. And as a child, we usually do all have low self-esteem, and we're just figuring ourselves out. So the fact that you as an adult are speaking that to us, it's just disgusting. All the adults that are watching this video, just watch how you speak to children, how you treat them, because they will remember that for the rest of their life. And like I said, karma's a bitch, and when it comes to bite your ass, it bites hard. Okay, so just watch how you treat people and treat people pickly. All right, so fast forward to this situation, and this situation happened around 5-6 years ago. I think I was like 17 or 18. So my mom ended up speaking with my cousin, and they just started getting reacquainted and speaking about life and all the stuff that's happened throughout the years and just all types of stuff. And ended up mentioning that her mom wants to see me and how she misses me and how we are family and we shouldn't be separate. We shouldn't let petty stuff like that get to us and have us not speak. So my mom then told me that my aunt wanted to reacquaint with me. And at first I was just really hesitant, because at the end of the day, me remember everything, and I remember exactly what that lady did to me and how she made me feel. And I was really hesitant with reconnecting with her, because it was like, did she change? I don't know. Like, I don't know how to take her. But because I'm a forgiving person, and at the end of the day she is family, I said, why not?
Now you see, now you done fucked up, you know that, don't you?
Sends me a friend request on Facebook, and she sent me a friend request on Facebook, and I see it and I accept it, and straight from there she started messaging me, saying how much she misses me and how, oh my gosh, how I grew up so fast, and just asking me a whole bunch of things about myself and my school and just a whole bunch of stuff. When speaking to her, I really thought she changed. I really thought, wow, like God really came through this woman's soul and gave her a heart and actually changed her as a person, or so what I thought. So I was, at this point, I was thinking about, before I even started talking back to her, I was already thinking about going to Toronto to finish my last year of high school, because at the time I was in a all French school, because I do live in Montreal, for y'all that don't know. I was going to an all French school, and I just really didn't like it. It was messing me up with my English, and I just didn't like the school system out here. So I honestly thought that maybe going to Toronto would be better for me, to at least finish my last year of high school. So I was honestly going to just either stay with a friend or somebody that I could trust, so I could just finish my last year. But within speaking to my aunt, she was just talking to me, and I told her what I wanted to do, and she actually agreed with it, and she was willing to make me stay with her just so I could finish my last year. So that was a conversation that we had, and I really thought about it. So I made a plan to stay with her for probably like a few days, and just feel her out, see if she's a changed person, and also see if there was any schools in her area that offered French immersion that I could go to. Probably like a week after speaking to her and all that stuff, I made my way out to Toronto, and I took a train ride there. So she then meets me at the station, really happy to see me. Like, when I say she seemed like she was just so happy, she missed me so much, she was just being so affectionate. Like, I was like, wow, like, look at God, look how they can change people, look how he can go into some people's deep dark hearts and change them. And I really thought this lady was like genuine. I was feeling happy. I thought, oh yes, I finally could just do what I have to do, stay with this lady and just finish my last year of school and be done. So the few days that I spent with her, it was nice. I got to see like all my cousins, to be around like some of my friends that I haven't seen in a long time, because I did live in Toronto a few years prior to that. So I got to link up with a few of my friends I haven't seen in a while. So I was really happy. I was at a point where I was like, wow, like maybe, you know, this could actually work out. Same week that I stayed with her, my great aunt, which is my mom's aunt, she ended up passing away, and her funeral was going to be like in another 2 weeks or so. So after that, those few days of spending with my aunt, I ended up coming back home to Montreal and talking things through with my mom and asking her if she thinks it's a good idea. And my mom basically told me if she seems sincere and if she seems genuine, then, you know, do what you have to do, because at the end of the day, my education comes first. And also my aunt passed away, so I would have to go back anyways in the next 2 weeks to go to the funeral. So when I get back, I'm still in contact with my aunt. Everything seems cool. She seems like she's still like being a good person. She's talking, we're communicating like every day. Her and my mom started talking again, and that made me even more happy, because it's like, okay, if her and my mom are talking back again, then I could definitely go through with this plan, because I can't be staying with you and you're not cool with my mom, you know. So the fact that they started getting cool again made it even better. The 2 weeks pass, I go back down there to attend my great aunt's funeral, here's when the story starts to shit starts to hit the fan, basically.
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
So when I was supposed to go back to Toronto, I ended up missing that first train ride, and I called her and told her that I missed my train ride and the next train will come like in the next hour. And she seemed really cool about it. She was like, okay, that's no problem, like I'm just here, just let me know when you're like almost arriving. From the time I missed that first train ride, I should have known to stay my ass at home. Like, when God gives you signs, sometimes you just gotta listen to the signs because he's telling you for a reason. I didn't see it as that, so I just would continue going. So when I arrive in Toronto and she comes, picks me up, and right away the energy that she was giving me was not the same. I was like, ooh.
And ooh.
Now this is the real itch. This is the real itch, I know. This is the real one, I know. What the attitude that she was giving me was just giving me very just nasty vibes, okay? And from then I should have knew to just go back home and just stay where I fit in, basically. I still had hope at her house, and the energy was just different, but she wasn't really doing much. It was just, I don't know, she just had an attitude. Now it's arriving to the next day, and the next day ended up being my great aunt's funeral. And not to really speak much about that, but it was a nice, I had a good time. I got to see a lot of my family members that I haven't seen in a long time. Everybody was like really shocked to see me and see how like I grew up and all that stuff, and it was just like a good time. Even though it was a sad occasion, it was a nice time. So she tells me that she's gonna throw a party and all my cousins and family will be there, and she just wants everybody to like reacquaint with each other. Especially how that was actually gonna be the first time I seen my cousins from England, which is my mom's next sister's kids. So I was excited. I was like, yes, you know, get to see my family or whatever. It's the day of the party, and she basically wakes me up really early in the morning. Like, when I say it was so early, and this was on a weekend, so the fact that I had to wake up early on a weekend just didn't sit right with my spirit. I woke up and this lady literally had me in here cleaning up her friggin' house.
Hey, I see you got on your May outfit like you always do.
She had me clean up her house, and the thing is, I don't have a problem. Like, I'm not a nasty person. Like, I will clean, especially if I'm staying with somebody. This is your house. At the end of the day, you are older than me. I have respect for you. I'm gonna do what you tell me to do, basically. So I didn't have a problem cleaning up, but it's like, really, sweetie, like, really, like, this is not my house. Like, you got kids, you got grown kids, you can't tell them to come and clean up this house. Like, but whatever. I cleaned up, prepared the place, made it look presentable, especially how I knew everybody was coming, and people started slowly coming. I think it was my next aunt, her kids, and my grandfather that came first. And I think a few of her kids, a few of my other cousins came too, which is her. She started preparing some of the food, but then she ended up telling me, oh, I need to go to the grocery store to basically pick up other stuff because she doesn't have everything to cook the food, and she wanted me to follow her. And that was a big red flag for me, because like, why do I need to follow you? Like, you need to go to the grocery store. I never said I wanted to go to the grocery store, but like I said, I'm not gonna question her, because at the end of the day, I'm in this lady's house. Follow her to the grocery store. We go to the grocery store, and she's just picking up everything. She's picking up all types of stuff, and I'm not really thinking much of it. I'm just like, okay, she really did need a lot of stuff for this party. Now we're going to ring up the stuff by the cash, and the total comes to, I think it's like 200 and, I'm not even gonna lie, but it was like 200 and change. So this lady had the nerve to open up her stink mouth and turn to me and ask me to pay for the stuff. Listen, I know I'm staying at your house and all that, but this money I have is for me to start school and get the stuff that I need, not to pay for you and your people to eat. Like, I know I'm eating from it, but still, like, this is my money to take care of myself, because at the end of the day, my mom gave me money so I could do what I had to do and take care of myself, not to take care of everybody else. I was being a good child, and I said okay, because she told me that she was gonna pay me back the next day. So I said, whatever, okay, I'll pay for it. So I paid for the stuff, and we head back to the house. This lady tells me to carry everything, like literally everything, and there was at least 7 bags. Call when you're picking them, you're gonna make me carry everything. Literally had me carrying everything to the house. And this is why I say family ain't shit, because my family was all there. They see me struggling to carry all them bags, and not a single one, not even her kids, offered to even help me. And the only reason why I carried in those bags is because she made some lame ass excuse that she can't carry bags because she got her back got injured in an accident, and she was waiting to get some money from the insurance, and they're spying on her to make sure her back is actually broke, so that's why she can't carry the bags. Okay, that's cool. So now the party's going on or whatever, everybody's just, you know, enjoying themselves. I'm talking with some of my family members, you know. To be honest, it was just kind of awkward. The vibe was kind of awkward because, like I said, I live in Montreal. Most of my family lived in Toronto, and I haven't seen a lot of my family members in a minute, so it was kind of just weird, and like, I don't know, it just didn't feel normal. Like, it didn't feel like how it did at the funeral. It just felt off that day. To the room, to my room, or the room that I was staying in, and I came back down probably like a few minutes after. She then asks her daughter to peel potatoes, and the girl said no, like straight out no, and she said it in front of like everybody, and everybody was just looking like, what did she say? Like, shibray, like how you could talk to your mother like that? So now this lady decides to turn to me and tell me to peel the potatoes. If you can even get your daughters to peel the potatoes, how you expect me to peel them? Like, now you're taking my niceness for granted. Like, now you're really trying it now. You're really trying it. But like I said, I'm in your house, ladies, so I'm not disrespect you in your house. And everybody's just looking crazy. Like, my grandfather's there looking, my aunt's looking, like, everybody's just looking like, damn, like, you're really gonna let your daughter talk to you like that, and then you're gonna make me do it. So anywho, the night basically goes on, and I'm just gonna fast forward to that night because nothing much really happened. At that point, I was just really annoyed, and I was really reconsidering going to school and staying with that lady, because I really couldn't take another day of just being pushed around, bossed around, and just being treated with like no respect. And it's not even the fact of like you telling me to clean your house or do stuff for you. Like, she was literally taking me for granted. Like, she knew that I wanted to stay there because I wanted to finish school, so she just tried to milk it, like milk everything. This is now what, the 4th day of being with her, and now this is where the story really gets just turns into shit. Okay, she's just really, this is where she really starts to show who she really is, and shows that she never changed and she will never change. So now it's starting to become a problem for me to like take a shower. If I took a shower too long in this lady's house, she would complain about the water bill, the light in the room that I was staying in. She would complain about the light bill. She started complaining about every damn thing. This lady would complain about the way I washed the dishes. She would complain about how I swept the floor. She would literally complain about how I was walking her dogs. Like, it was just becoming too damn much. And then she started getting creepy. She wasn't sleeping at night. She would be there talking to herself sometimes. Me, sometimes while I was sleeping, or when she thought I was sleeping, I would see her crack open my door and just watch me while I was sleeping. She would go through my stuff. And the reason I knew she was going through my stuff is because every time I would come back upstairs, I would always see something moved in the room that I was staying in. Now I'm really having to like call my mom and like tell her like what's going on. And my mom literally told me like, are you sure you want to stay with her? Because even though her and my mom started talking again and they were like communicating, she still didn't really feel too comfortable with me being there. But because I wanted to just finish my last year of school, I really just was so determined, and that was just my main goal. But I really had to just take those signs and just do what I like, just leave basically. I don't know what happened to the clip where I was explaining what happened. So basically, I found a school that I really liked that was close in the area, and they basically told me to come in at a certain time so they could do tests and see where I was, so I could start with the school. To come in, check it out, and basically give them information so I could start. Tuesday or so, I think it was like a Tuesday. So I set up an appointment on Tuesday, and they told me to be there for a certain time. I told her that specific time that I needed to be at that school, and she said okay, no problem. She will make sure she's ready so she could take me to my appointment. And I'm getting ready, I'm getting myself ready and everything so I could go head to the school. And when I knock on her door, I hear no answer. So I continue knocking on this lady's door. Still no answer. So then I ended up having to go back in my room, and I took my phone and I dialed her number and I called her on her cell phone. And she finally answered. And I'm like, oh, and so I have to go to my appointment at the school. And she's like, oh yeah. So she jumps up now. And when I say this lady didn't even brush our teeth, she didn't even wash her face, she just jumped up and she go put on some blouse, she put on some dress or whatever, and she basically we just headed out to the school. And I finally arrived, and they basically just give me a few tests and stuff. If I could either be in academic, I think it was academic or advanced in my classes. So do like one of those tests and do some French just do a whole bunch of tests. And that's what I did for like, I think I was in there for like a good 2 hours or so. And I finally come out and I call her to tell her that I'm done doing my test and I need her to come pick me up. So she picks me up, and not even like 20 minutes after I leave the school, they call me back and they tell me, oh, I should be starting school at this time tomorrow. So I'm excited, I'm ready to start school, and I'm just like, finally I could just do what I have to do. So yeah, I had to change my battery because my battery died. So anywho, before I ended up going to the school appointment, the night before, my mom and her ended up having an argument. So that's probably why she couldn't wake up that night or wake up in the morning. But they ended up having an argument because, like I told y'all, they cannot speak for too long, because every time they speak they end up falling out. Ended up having an argument because her and my mom were supposed to do some type of business with each other, and my mom basically came to her with a business opportunity, and she made it seem like she could do the job, and my mom ended up giving her money to do what she had to do so they could start the business. And I guess they had an argument about that. And on top of that, remember how I told y'all I spent my $200 to get the food for the party, and all now she still didn't give me back that $200. And this was going on like 3 days after the party, and she told me that she was gonna give it back to me the next day. Every time I would mention it to her, she would like tell me some excuse, some bullcrap excuse, and then she would say, oh, I'm gonna give it to you then, I'm gonna give it to you now, I'm gonna give it to you, whatever. Like, she was basically just beating around the bush. And I head back to the house. She just started having this total attitude. Like, yes, I know you and my mom had an argument, but at the end of the day, that had nothing to do with me. I'm innocent. But like I told y'all, the type of person she was, when she's in an argument with somebody, she's gonna bring everybody down. Like, she's gonna make sure everybody sinks on that damn ship. So I'm telling my mom like, oh, everything went well with the school situation, but she is giving me attitude. And my mom then tells me she thinks I should just come home. And when I heard that, I actually wanted to come home. Like, even though I was so close to like starting school, because they told me that they actually told me like the next day that they wanted me to start, and I already got stuff like school supplies and everything so I could start the school. But the attitude and the vibe that this lady was giving me was just not, she was not acting right at all. Like, she was straight out being a bitch. Like, she was just showing her true colors basically. I said to my mom, okay, I'm gonna come home. You're having a problem with her. She took your money and she's obviously doesn't seem like she wants to pay both of us back. So I'ma just pack up my stuff and go. I made a plan to leave the next morning, and I ended up going to her room and telling her that I'm going to leave. I'm going back home tomorrow. And here is when the witch really jumped out. She just started cussing. When I say she started cussing me left, right, and center, she started telling me about my clock. She told me when I say every dirty thing that you could think of, this lady started cussing me about. Call my mom, like, this lady just cussed me out. My mom said, get your stuff and leave now. Don't even wait until tomorrow. Leave right now. So my mom said, go in her room and ask her for the money that you gave her, and also ask for the money that she took from me. I packed up all my stuff and I said, can I get back the $200 that you said that you were gonna pay me back? And this wicked woman, this wicked woman had the nerve to tell me no. No. And I'm only 17 at this point. Like, I ain't got money like that. Like, yes, I know once my mom got me, but you literally took my money. This is my money that I was going to use to do my school, start my school, and this lady had the nerve to tell me no. So I said, okay, since you don't want to give me back my money, give me back the money that you stole from my mom. And she said no. And that's when I said, you know what, F this. F having respect for elders. All of that went out of the window. I started cussing this lady. When I say I started cussing,
Batty girl go suck your mother. Batty girl go suck your mother. Skin him out and suck him. Batty girl. Batty girl go.
I started telling her about our fronts. I told her every blood tactic. I told her everything, because at this point you really crossed the line. Like, I was trying to be nice to you. I tried to give you a chance. You disrespected me. You talked to me rudely. You basically had me up in your house being Molly the maid, and on top of that, you take money from me and my mother, and you're gonna come tell me that you're not giving me back my money. I was so pissed. When I say I was so pissed, like, guys, you don't even understand. Like, you ever been so pissed where you started like crying because you actually want to hurt somebody but you know you can't, so you just have to cry? Like, I was literally crying, and I had to call my mom. I'm like, she's not giving me back my money. My mom's like, what do you mean she's not giving back the money? I'm like, she's not giving back the money. She's not giving me back the money. Like, my mom basically said, you know what, forget it. My mom went, booked me a ticket, to go back to Montreal. Ride was supposed to leave in the next hour. So I took my stuff and I just went downstairs. I dragged my stuff. When I say I was so pissed, she started cussing me and telling me don't scratch up her walls, and I scratched them up same way. I didn't even care. Like, at this point, you're dead to me, because the fact that I had so much respect for you and this is how you're gonna treat me, scratching up this lady's walls. This lady had the nerve to, she told me get out of her house. She told me get out of her house. Like, I was just waiting for my taxi to come, or my, I think I took a Uber. I think I requested an Uber, so I was just waiting for my Uber to come, and this lady said she doesn't want me in her house. Like, she literally said get out of her house. Like, I could not even wait in the house. She literally told me get out of her house or she's calling the police. I just took my stuff and went. I didn't even care. I scratched up all her walls. I scratched up the walls in the front of the house because I think my suitcase had some sharp thing on the edge of it and it ended up scraping the walls, but I didn't even care at this point because this lady was just so wicked. Like, after everything, you're gonna literally kick me out of your house over basically nothing. And to be honest, when I look back at it, I know she was just trying to burn a bridge with me because she knew she wasn't going to pay me or my mom back, and that was just her way of just, you know, burning a bridge between us, which she always does. So I ended up leaving her house and I cussed her ass off while I was leaving the house, and I said good riddance. And my Uber came and I left and I never turned back. And from that day, I have no contact with that lady. I don't even want to see her. Like, I honestly don't have any hard feelings towards her, but she's not going to be a part of my life ever. Like, I am fine with not ever seeing that lady again. And even after I left her house, she still had the nerve to text me all types of dirty messages and speak on my mom and my little brother. Like, she was straight out disrespectful and disgusting, and I don't know what demon spawn, where she come from. Like, Satan literally gave birth to this woman, like, in spawn straight out. I don't know where she come from, and that's why I say, family, that word don't mean shit to me after this, because that whole time nobody was there for me. None of her kids, which is my cousin, none of my cousins reached out to me to ask me if I was okay or nothing. Like, they basically let their mother just treat me like shit, and that was that. But I ended up getting back home and I was just really sad. Like, I was really sad because I really thought she changed, and I thought that I was gonna be able to just do my last year, because what the hell, my thing is running the whole time. Like, I wanted to just finish my last year of school. That's all I wanted to do. I didn't care about nothing else. I just wanted to finish my last year of school, and that was that. But I ended up having to just come back home, do what I gotta do, finish my last year out here then, and that was that. So yeah, guys, that is the end of my story time. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. I know it was pretty lengthy, but this is a long ass, it's not that long, but it's a pretty long story. So I just wanted to make sure y'all got the full details and all that good stuff. So if you like this video, make sure you guys comment and like this video, and also share it to your friends. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next one. Stay safe and stay blessed. Bye.